Viewmasters, it's the podcast that we do. Viewmasters, talk about movies that we view. Viewmasters, my friend Eric and me, Joe. Viewmasters, hey, let's start the show.
Well, hi, welcome to the Viewmasters. Episode 214, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. My name is Joe.
And my name is Eric.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastically.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
We're just a couple of great doing guys.
Yeah, not having any problems whatsoever.
Nope, no technical issues with this here podcast.
Nope, we didn't record 10 minutes of gold that no one will ever hear.
Actually, we didn't record 10 minutes of gold that no one will ever hear.
That's true.
And that was the problem. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Don't worry, we'll just read from the script.
Yeah, no, all right. Let's see, what was it? I'm trying to be positive.
Me too, for as long as I can withstand it.
All right. I'm glad to hear that.
Technology's fun.
Yeah, so sometimes you upgrade your Macintosh computer to a new operating system, and that operating system does not agree with the previously existing software that you have. So that can cause problems, it turns out.
Yeah.
Things that I, would not have foreseen happening. So yeah, that's a good time.
Yeah, so I've got a similar story, not with one of those Macintosh computers.
Okay.
But with my IBM computer.
Oh, really? Okay.
Honestly, like a good 30% of the reason why it has taken this long for us to restart the podcast is because I upgraded my Windows from 7 to 10, and apparently Windows 10 does not work with my soundboard equipment.
Oh.
And I had to find alternatives.
Yeah, that's not a cheap thing to
find
an alternative to.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I found a workaround so I can still use the equipment, which is good. Because as you mentioned, it's pricey.
Yeah.
That's good, but it's still annoying.
Yeah, that's still a big pain in the ass.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I am now using a new audio recording program, which is nice.
That's good. Let's hope that there's not a considerable difference. I mean, I can hear you fine.
Excellent. Yeah, I assume as long as you can hear me, then we're probably okay.
Yeah.
So you can hear me before, so who knows?
That's true. but it does appear as if you are recording now.
I have bars that are moving when I speak.
That is good then.
Oh, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Indeed. We'll skip over all the jokes we made about the various remakes.
I was going to say it's my favorite John Travolta movie. Damn it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
All right, it's the best thing I've ever seen Vincent D'Onofrio in.
Oh, really? Even better than Daredevil?
Yeah, well. All right.
Gotcha.
Damn it.
You just got.
I remember when Daredevil first came out, I was with a girl at the time, and we watched the entire season. And late into it, episode 10 or whatever, she leans over to me and says, the one thing I really like about the Kingpin guy is he kind of reminds me of the bad guy from Men in Black.
Amazing. That's fantastic.
Yep.
He's a chameleon.
No, he is a chameleon. I mean, yeah, like there have been so many things that he's been in that like I had no idea that was him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Jenny finds him somewhat grating, but I like him a lot. I liked him on his Law and Order for sure.
He was very good on his Law and Order. And I can totally see her point of view on that too.
I think it's just he does a lot of ticks.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy who pulls out quirks.
Yeah. She's not a big fan, but I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, if that was the only thing he was doing, then sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But he's bringing other stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too bad he's not in this version of Pelham 123.
No, he is not.
He is, in fact, in the TV remake from 1998.
Oh, wow. Okay, so when we were talking about it earlier, I assumed that he was in the version with Travolta and Denzel Washington.
No. There was a remake in the middle.
Wow.
With Edward James Olmos and Donnie Wahlberg.
Wow. I bet that's amazing.
I mean, I kind of want to see both of them now.
Yeah.
Just to see the differences.
Yeah, I watched the Amazon Prime preview for the Travolta Washington remake.
Mm-hmm.
And, even just in that preview, Travolta is just chewing the scenery.
Well, I'm sure.
So, it did sort of make me want to watch it, too.
Also, it's the remake is a Tony Scott movie.
Oh, okay.
Who I'm not a huge fan of, mostly because his movies I generally tend to qualify as spastic.
I can see that.
And I've enjoyed one or two of his movies, but it just, as I was watching this one, the original, I kept thinking about how, I could totally see Tony Scott fucking up this movie.
Yeah.
With just shaky cameras and explosions and, scenery chewing villains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of... it's, for essentially, I guess, an action movie or a thriller, there's a lot of sort of quiet scenes, I feel like, in this movie. It's very tense, but, it's a lot of just people sitting around or intensely speaking on the phone,
right,
to one another. So not a ton of, like seeing stuff like that with a shaky cam or something would be really weird.
Right. This is like you said, it is very tense. But it's also kind of hilarious.
Yeah, there's a lot of comedy to be found in this movie.
I did not expect it, and I found that to be joyous.
Yeah, I liked that a lot as well. I mean, Walter Matthau is sort of the hero of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's a serious role, but he definitely brings the dry wit that we know from him to it, and it's really just delightful.
He is great in this movie. I mean, I'm just gonna flat out say it. This is almost a near perfect movie for me.
Yeah, I really liked it.
I mean, even though, like you said, it is just a bunch of guys sitting around talking, or on occasion, just a bunch of guys sitting around doing nothing.
Right.
It is also very intense and also incredibly quickly paced. Like there is no wasted scenes. Every quiet moments, every moment where people are just sitting around talking, it is important and necessary.
Yeah, I mean, the situation is dramatic to begin with.
Right.
It's basically there's a hostage situation on a train, and Walter Matthau and the police are trying to negotiate with these people who are holding the hostages, basically just to buy themselves more time to pay the ransom. And I think it's in real time, if I'm not mistaken, which was really cool. I liked that a lot. Or at least it feels like it's in real time.
It really does. I mean, there's like an hour that passes in the movie that I'm pretty sure only took like half an hour to get through of the actual movie,
Fine.
It was quicker than real time.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm trying to say? I don't know.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But no, you're right. I mean, it is at least pretty damn close to real time as you can get. Without, a gimmick.
Right.
So the plot is basically 4 men hijack a subway train, and Walter Matthau just happens to be the guy at the transit authority who winds up dealing with these, terrorists, basically.
Yeah.
They demand $1 million within an hour from the mayor. And if they don't receive it, they're going to start killing passengers. And that is the crux of the movie.
Yeah, that's the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. I kept waiting for there to be... I've been so conditioned by modern movies that I was waiting for there to be some sort of a twist. Like, okay, well, why are they doing this? Why are they holding this particular train, these people hostage? What is their motivation for it? And like in Die Hard, they're just thieves.
Yeah. I mean, even in the sequels of Die Hard, they decide, to say, it was, the villain's brother from the first movie,
Right.
Like, there's always, you're right, there is always, like, something else. Or, we find out that, like, the lead villain, his daughter is dying and he needs the money for her surgery or something like that.
Exactly.
But,
like my other favorite Denzel Washington movie, John Q. I think that's the plot of that movie. I've never seen it.
Okay, me neither. I'm going with you.
But yeah, I mean, and I feel like I was sort of egged on a little bit because, Walter Matthau at a few points is like, well, if we can identify these guys, we can learn something about them. And, in that respect, it reminded me of Speed. Because, you've got Keanu Reeves on the bus, but then Jeff Daniels is back in the office trying to figure out who the bomber is.
Sure.
And there was more to that story too.
Right.
But here it's just like, okay, you figured out who it is, so what?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
There's still not really anything more to it. They just want money.
Right. It's funny you mentioned Speed because I mean, I'm guessing it's pretty much just because passengers stuck on, a vehicle that's being taken hostage.
Exactly.
But yeah, I thought about Speed a few times while watching it. Yeah, and even in that, we don't really learn all that much about the 4 men, and there's not really anything we need to.
Yeah. Their motivations are simple.
Yeah, and if anything, I would say, there's one that we don't really learn anything at all about, and it's still fine.
Yeah, that's true. I guess there's 4 of them, and really only 3 of them feel like actual characters. Like the fourth one is just there to round out the group.
Yeah, his character is that he stutters.
Right. He doesn't sneeze. He's not the leader. He's not the violent one. He just stutters.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, when you say it like that, it really sounds not great.
I guess it does, doesn't it?
But it works.
It really does.
It is great.
Yeah. We really only even learn one of their names.
Yeah.
Towards the end, because they're using Reservoir Dogs style aliases.
I believe
throughout.
Reservoir Dogs is using Taking Pelham 123 style aliases.
Are you sure about that?
I think so.
Okay. Because I saw Reservoir Dogs first, so I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure this movie's ripping off that one. 18 years before it came out.
Well, we'll agree to disagree.
I don't agree to that. I do not agree to disagree with you.
Well, then we'll disagree to agree.
That's what? Okay. Now you lost me.
I knew it was going to happen eventually.
Yeah, this was just like. Did you fall asleep while you were watching this movie?
Not at all.
Me either. I feel like that's really all you need to know is that neither of us fell asleep watching this movie. Like it was just a tight thriller.
It really was. And I watched this at 2 a.m.
Oh wow! Yikes!
Yeah, I have insomnia.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it's not great.
In that respect, I wish you had fallen asleep while watching this movie.
I actually watched this twice. I watched this last night, and then I watched it again when I came home today.
Nice.
And just honestly, just because I really wanted to.
Yeah, I was honestly tempted to watch it again today too, because I watched it yesterday afternoon. Mm-hmm. And it was a 48-hour rental from Amazon Prime, so right. I still have it. I could watch it again, and I guess I shouldn't rule out watching it again because I was thinking about it earlier. If I hadn't had to run out and do some errands, then I probably would have watched it again because it was really entertaining.
It holds up on a second viewing for sure. I guess a spoiler for an almost 50-year-old movie that's had 2 other remakes. There. You mentioned a twist, and there sort of is one.
At the very end,
it gets revealed early that there's an undercover cop on the subway car, and when that gets revealed, I did keep thinking about how, if this were a modern version, whether they do that in the remake or not, I don't know. But that in a modern version, they would just constantly be pushing the whole, who's the undercover cop?
Right.
And so on my second viewing, I was trying to see if, there's any kind of hint towards it. And there is not. Yeah,
I was going to say, I didn't think, it's never, it's mentioned maybe twice.
Right.
And just sort of in passing. And the reveal of who it is didn't even really feel like a reveal at all. It was just like, oh, okay, that guy's the undercover cop. Okay. Yep. I've never seen him before.
I noticed him, the first time I watched it, in the beginning when the train initially gets taken control of, but there's no longing glances at him or anything like that. He's just, I mean, if anything, they go out of their way to not show him a lot.
Yeah. If it was a modern movie, there would have been there's an undercover cop on that train, and then It would smash cut to a close-up of that guy sitting on the train.
Right.
So, I really liked that wasn't... Because they make the point early on, what is this, one person going to do against 4 heavily armed people?
Right.
And, I I liked that it wasn't, well, I'm going to be John McClane about this. I'm going to take them all down.
Which is exactly probably what would happen in a modern day version of this.
Exactly, yeah.
And then, or he would like sacrifice himself or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he has his moment of heroism at the end, but it's not his story.
Yeah. Yeah. For a while, I actually thought that the lady who's asleep on the train was the undercover cop. And, like, she was just playing. Like, they'll never suspect me if I pretend to be asleep the whole time.
I mean, in some world, I kind of wish that was true.
Yeah.
I don't know if you read the credits at the end, but they list like all the passengers basically as like their stereotype or whatever, and she was like the drunk woman, and but apparently someone on there was the homosexual.
I saw that as well.
I was like, who the hell is that?
Yeah, I didn't see that person.
So, I don't know.
Yikes.
1974 was weird, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's some casual racism and sexism in this movie.
You know, it could have been much worse.
It definitely could have.
Yeah. And I feel like the only guy who was super racist was, it was only a moment, and he was not a good person.
That's true. Yeah, he was one of the villains.
Yeah.
So, all right, I guess acceptable in this context. Not excited about it, but I accept it.
Yeah. I guess Walter Matthau has a slight moment of racism earlier.
Oh, but, right. God. Yeah, I'm sorry. That whole sequence is racist. Never mind.
But he does get called out on it and is, clearly feels like an ass about it.
That's true. Oh man, I'd forgotten about the foreign tourists in the transit authority offices. Yeah, it's never really like, why are they there? I guess, are they there just to tour the facility? Are they learning something? Is one of them the terrorists? Who knows?
I believe that they are from the Tokyo Transit Authority.
Right.
And they're there to learn about how New York operates.
Okay.
Which they then get a front row for just a massive shit show where New York succumbs to the demands of terrorism.
Right. Like New York always does.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the political comedy with the mayor of New York trying to decide whether to pay the ransom or not.
That was a couple of really good scenes, especially when he basically has his wife make the final decision.
Right,
played by Doris Roberts.
I don't know who that is. I don't recognize her.
She's the mom on Everyone Loves Raymond.
Oh wow! Holy shit! That's crazy. I did not recognize her at all. Yeah.
This movie is entirely cast by character actors.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked that, other than Walter Matthau and Hector Elizondo as one of the terrorists, and then Jerry Stiller. I didn't really know who anyone in the movie was, which I really liked.
Yeah. Like, I've watched a couple of foreign movies, and because I'm not familiar with, actors in other countries, like, sometimes I walk away thinking, man, that was really great, because I have no idea who the fuck those people are.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they were good actors or not, but...
Because they weren't speaking the same language that you speak.
Right. Like one surefire example of this is there's a movie called Funny Games, which is a German movie, and it's not good.
Okay.
But they remade it like the same director remade it in America with Tim Roth and Naomi Watts.
Oh, wow, okay.
And it was much worse.
Oh, no.
Because I'm just like the entire time, I'm like, well, that's just Tim Roth and Naomi Watts. Whereas, the original version, I at least had like some sort of like, well, something horrible could happen to these people because I don't know them.
Right.
But Tim Roth and Naomi Watts are going to be just fine.
Yeah, and going back to the undercover cop thing, in a modern remake, they would certainly cast that role with someone who is recognizable,
right?
Even if they don't go out of their way to show them. It's like watching an episode of Law and Order, and if you see someone you recognize, they're the murderer.
Right.
So, like in that respect, not knowing who anyone was also really nice.
In a minor way, going back to Speed, like when I watched that movie, like, Alan Ruck as one of the passengers is just like, yeah, it's that guy from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like, you can't get that out of your mind.
Yeah.
But also, what I like about this is like nobody in this movie is handsome. Nobody has sex appeal.
What, you don't think that heroic lead Walter Matthau is a handsome, sexy man?
I mean, in a way. Let's just say untraditional.
All right.
With his good friend Jerry Stiller.
Right. Smoke show Jerry Stiller. That guy could get it.
On my second time watching this, I decided that I was going to look up the ages of all these actors while they were filming the movie.
Oh, no.
Like, Walter Matthau is in, like, his early 50s. Jerry Stiller is, like, in his early 40s.
Okay.
And I mean, he has seemed like he was, like, 70-something forever.
Right.
Yeah, he just died a couple weeks ago, and he was 92, I believe.
Yeah.
But, there's just a certain type of actor from a certain era who just has always looked old.
Mm-hmm.
And he is one of them.
Yeah. I mean, definitely part of it is just, that era being evident, the fashion and hairstyles and whatnot. But yeah, there's otherwise it's just, everyone is, like we've been watching some older movies, and like young Cary Grant still seems like he's, in his 50s for sure.
Right. I remember going back to when you and I, when you lived here, and we were watching the Adam West Batman TV show just for funsies.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think the first time there was a King Tut episode, like, you, like, just in the middle of it was just like, how old do you think Victor Buono is? And I was just like, I don't know, 50-something?
Yeah.
And you're like, he's like 24 in this.
He was very young on that show. It was jarring.
Like, it hurt my brain.
Oh, I love King Tut.
He's great.
He and the Bookworm are my two favorite Batman 66 villains.
Yeah, I would say, maybe Egghead tops out one of them.
Egghead's pretty great, too.
Yeah, but that just may be my love for Vincent Price.
Yeah.
But yeah, and obviously, you look at the 2009 remake, and they got, world's handsomest man Denzel Washington to play the Walter Matthau role.
Right.
So, yeah, they clearly, it was from a time when that thing wasn't as important to get a movie made.
Yeah.
Which I I definitely appreciate as an ugly human being.
Agree to disagree.
Well.
I also enjoyed the semi twist at the very end with Walter Matthau realizing that the person that they've gone to visit, spoiler alert, the person that they've gone to visit is in fact one of the terrorists.
Yeah.
That was a very clever way to tie things together.
I kind of saw that coming.
Yeah, I did too, but I still enjoyed it.
Oh, they pull it off flawlessly.
Yeah, and I love that it's just like, and then the movie ends.
Right.
It's just like Walter Matthau realizes it's him. Roll credits.
We can draw our own conclusions.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how well he sneezed the same way one of the terrorists did will hold up in court, but I guess, finding the money would also indicate.
Yeah, that goes the distance. This is the one thing that I think all good, and this is essentially a heist movie.
Yeah, definitely.
The one thing that I think all good heist movies do is that it draws, or at least it's able to make you at the same time want to see them succeed and get away with the money, but although you want to see them get caught too because they're the bad guys.
Right.
And I think this movie does that excellently. Like, I wanted to see them succeed, but also, I wanted to see them, get caught or find justice.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily that the criminals, or at least most of the criminals, are likable.
Right.
So the fact that, again, spoilers, the fact that 3 of the 4 of them end up dead didn't really bother me.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that did get away was, I think, the most likable of the group, and so yeah, I definitely was in his corner, I guess, when Walter Matthau and Jerry Stiller arrived at his apartment.
Right.
Like, I wanted him to get away with it for sure.
I think the main guy, Mr. Blue, played by Robert Shaw of Jaws fame.
Right.
Who was also he was a James Bond villain, I believe. I don't remember which movie. But, I mean, he had a ruthlessness to him, but he also didn't seem like he was, like, full-on evil either.
Yeah.
The only one who seemed truly scummy was the Hector Elizondo character.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, then the 4th guy was just sort of there.
he was the muscle.
Yeah.
I guess.
the stuttering muscle.
Right.
So I don't know if you looked up the actor, so I don't know if I'm going to blow your mind right now or not.
Oh god, I did not look up the actor, so okay. I'm ready.
So our Cypher, Mr. Brown, the stuttering giant, is also the same actor who played Wilson on Home Improvement.
What? What? I mean, there's no way I would have known that because I've never seen Wilson's face. But that's insane.
Well, I mean, he was wearing a mustache throughout the entire movie.
That's true. I should have recognized his eyes.
He was wearing glasses. Which we all know is a foolproof disguise.
Oh, man. That's amazing. Yeah, I did not know that. That's incredible. So we got Seinfeld, Home Improvement, and Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yep.
represented in this movie. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
this movie's
excellent.
Great.
It really was. Yeah, I do want to watch it again.
No, yeah. I mean, yeah, it is surprisingly very funny, but also just super tense. And just, I mean, it is almost perfect. I can't say it is perfect because that's just impossible.
Yeah, I can't think of any flaws or issues that I have with it either. Yeah, it's just a really, really well-made, entertaining movie.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I love seeing Walter Matthau just do all sorts of stuff. And he definitely does it here.
He Walter Matthau's his way through this movie with a great aplomb.
Yeah, so I would definitely, had this been done during the gutter trash days, I would have probably called this a missed classic for sure.
Yeah,
because I'd never seen it, and I'd heard for a very long time that it was great, and the only thing I really knew about it was that Denzel and John Travolta did a remake.
Which is really all you need to know about a movie.
Well, sure.
To know that it's great.
Right. So, anything that Denzel Washington or John Travolta has ever done, if there's an earlier version of it, it's good.
That's right. I love the 1927 version of Face Off. It's incredible. It's F.W. Murnau's just lost classic movie. It's called Doppelganger. I'm sorry.
Oh, you shouldn't be. That's genius. This is why I like you, Joe.
Aw, shucks.
But only that.
No, that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's the only reason I like Me Too.
Yeah. Every
now and then I make myself laugh.
Well, someone has to. It's not me and it's not Jenny.
Aw. You guys are all right. All right.
Yeah.
So should I pick a movie for next week?
I guess we'll keep doing this.
I guess, if you want to.
I mean, as long as your technology holds up and, we're both still alive and able to watch movies.
Yeah.
Let's talk about them.
I agree.
All right.
We might as well record it for other people to listen to.
Sure. I have no idea why they'd want to listen, but fuck them.
So I have two movies picked.
Okay.
I picked. Hopefully, you haven't seen either of them.
All right.
I mean, obviously, I'll only name one, and if you've seen that, I'll move on to the next one.
Okay.
So this week, filmmaker Duncan Jones launched a Kickstarter for a graphic novel,
which I backed.
Did you? Excellent.
Yes.
But yeah, he did the movie Moon, which I liked very much.
It's a pretty great movie.
Yeah, and there's another movie that he did that I have not seen called Mute.
Okay.
Have you seen that one?
I have seen that one.
Okay.
And I didn't care for it.
Okay. All right. Then I'll cross that off the list.
All right.
All right.
Feel free to watch it on your own and, think for yourself.
I'll do a solo. It'll just be Viewmaster.
Okay.
And it'll just be me. All right. the other movie that I had jotted down is another Netflix movie. It's called A Futile and Stupid Gesture.
Okay.
Have you seen that one?
Yes, I have.
God damn it! All right. Well.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the the remake version of The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3? No.
All right.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joe.
No, that's okay. I should have checked with you ahead of time.
It's all right. I mean, they're supposed to be surprises.
They are.
And I mean, the thing about the futile and stupid gesture is that I remember it pretty well.
Okay.
And if I didn't, I would totally, like, when you picked Seventh Seal, I'm like, I don't remember a fucking thing about that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I would have been down, but I remember, that movie pretty well.
Okay.
I will say that I liked it.
All right,
so,
well, that's good. I've been listening to the Darkest Timeline podcast.
Okay.
And Joel McHale talked about how he played Chevy Chase in that movie.
That's right, he did.
And it made me remember that I wanted to watch it.
Yeah, can I do a quick side rail? Speaking of Joel McHale,
absolutely.
So the new DC TV show Stargirl premiered this week.
Oh right, I forgot Joel McHale's on that.
Joel McHale is on that. He's
Yes.
not in it very long. Spoiler. He plays Starman, the original one.
He's Sylvester Pemberton.
Yeah, whose name is not Starman in the comics.
Right.
But in no world, speaking of Darkest Timelines, is Luke Wilson Joel McHale's sidekick. Fuck that.
Wow, shots fired. Oh boy.
Anyway, I found that show to be enjoyable. So
excellent. Do you have a DC Universe subscription?
I do not.
Okay.
But it is airing on the CW and is on the CW app.
Right. All right. No, the reason I asked about a DC Universe subscription is I thought of another movie that we could watch, but it's on DC Universe. I bet you could probably acquire it.
Okay.
So it is the 1974 Wonder Woman movie.
Ooh, okay.
It's
Denise, not Denise Crosby, Kathy Crosby.
Okay, yeah, Kathy Lee Crosby.
Okay.
And Ricardo Montalban is in it apparently as well.
Ooh.
But yeah, so it's, I don't know if it was a pilot for the TV show that they just decided to revamp it, or if it was just a TV movie, but I've never seen it.
Okay.
So if you'd want to watch that, I'd be down to watch that.
Okay. I mean, you don't seem thrilled about it, but
no, I am. I'm excited to watch it because, like I said, I've never seen it.
All right. Well, I have seen that one.
God damn it!
However, I was like 10. So, literally, the only thing I remember was that it's not Linda Carter.
Okay.
And I would be more than happy to watch that one.
Okay.
And I will try to find some way, maybe there's like a free trial that I can get or some other way.
Or we could work something out.
Sure, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry it was such a process to find a movie.
I am the one who is sorry. I should stop watching movies.
You should. Don't watch any more movies unless it's for the podcast.
Okay, done. All right, so the original Wonder Woman movie.
Yes.
All right. Interesting. That's
Yeah.
That'll. All right.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I have no idea what it's about, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I just know she's blonde.
Which is wrong.
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, we will be back next week to talk about that.
Okay then.
All right. See you then.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. You can subscribe to the show directly at view.guttertrash.net or at iTunes and leave us a review. Visit view.guttertrash.net for email information and links to Facebook and Twitter. We'll see you next time on The Viewmasters.